What's going on, El Paso? Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Stage, El Paso Season 2, where we get together with local artists. We hear their story, we hear their music. Today we're here with another artist under the Alest Records label. We had another Alest Records artist here in the first season. His name was Clever One. We'll link his video over here somewhere. But today we're here with Bryson, a younger artist, fresh out the game. He's trying to get his name out there and do everything he's got to do. So he's here with us today to talk about himself, talk about his music. And without further ado, man, let's get the ball rolling.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody at home watching as well. Thank you guys for showing love. But thank you for having me on here, man. It's a blessing. I'm excited.
I appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem,
without artists like you, this is just me talking by myself,
Of course,
so,
yeah.
I appreciate you coming on, man.
No, man, of course. And just want to thank you for, inviting me over, man. And by the way, this dude's like one of the nicest guys I've ever met, y'all. Like, so nice, man. Judge free zone all the time. 100%, bro.
Yeah, it's like Planet Fitness here, right?
100%. Yeah, exactly, bro. Red light lights up if anybody does something wrong, right?
There's no assholes here at this place.
Bro, yeah,
never. It's nothing like that.
Man, yeah.
If we seem sarcastic, I'm sorry.
Definitely, man.
It just comes across like that, but we're definitely not.
100% comfortable.
100%. Cool, man. Well, now that you're done being a jerk, I want to hear a little bit more about yourself, kind of your inspirations, where you kind of get your, not inspiration, but where you kind of got the drive to do everything.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Where did it all start?
I mean, it dates back pretty far, man. I mean, I remember the first time doing music, I was 4 or 5 years old. I used to dance Michael Jackson. It all started with MJ. MJ's probably like my number one idol when it comes to music, if I want to use that word. It's more of inspiration, I guess. I used to dance at quinceañeras and parties and stuff, and that's why I kind of found my love for music. It started there, dating back to, 2009 and 2010 when I first started, figuring out I might be able to write some lyrics, I might be able to create my own music. But it's always kind of, traced back to me and found my way back to it as well. I left music for a while due to a lot of personal issues, but I mean, it's, came back and, just decided I want to take it as a passion, and it's something I love doing, and it will always be a part of me no matter what. So yeah, that's I guess where it dates back originally.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I also tried to leave music.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where it was like, I was really good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept trying other things, but it just wasn't for me. It was like I was so afraid for music to be my identity that I was trying to get away from it. Because everybody knew that I played drums, everybody knew that I did this, and I was like, I want to be more than just the guy that plays drums.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be the smart guy, the one that everybody was like, oh, did you see whatever? But, at the end of the day, it was music that took me around the world. It was music that took me everywhere. So, like, I feel that, man, music kept reeling me back in. And, I kept trying to leave what I thought was a toxic relationship with music when, music really was the path that I needed to follow along,
Definitely. Yeah, I feel you on that. I think I was more focused on just trying to fit in with society instead of doing what I really love. And I think that was my mistake as a kid, not focusing on what I really love doing. But I mean, we live, we learn, we need those lessons in order to take them for real knowledge when it comes to later in life, when we're older and stuff. It becomes a tool, just to learn, live and learn. So I try to live with no regrets when it comes to stuff like that. But I mean, we take it as knowledge, whether it's good or bad.
No, yeah, for sure. And, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
Exactly.
There's some deals I tried to land a little bit before I was supposed to, like some contracts I was trying to sign before I could actually cash them,
Gotcha.
It was one of those things where I had to learn kind of my spot and my place and where I was really as a musician before I could move on.
Definitely.
And, because of those failures, I remember getting fired from a gig, and I might have talked about this on the podcast already, but I got fired from a gig on the gig. Like,
wow.
I couldn't do something. Yeah, it was like a dance gig, and I traveled an hour and a half to go play it, and I couldn't play like this certain groove, and the dancers were getting mad, and they complained to the band, and I got fired. And I had to let somebody else play my gear while I sat in the parking lot.
Oh, I would have been mad.
Yeah, dude, it was like the most embarrassing thing I could have probably, experienced at that time, but it was very humbling. It was one of those things where I drove back the hour back home, and instead of going home and like bitching about it, I went to the practice room and I practiced the thing that I was going to do, And
that was the villain arc.
I used it as a big learning tool for me, just because it was like, it was so embarrassing. I didn't ever want to relive it, but it was also one of those things where it was like, it humbled the shit out of me to know that like, hey, you ain't shit, dog. Like,
exactly.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know, so it was a brutal moment
tough,
in my
man.
life, you know, and like it was crazy. But music's always been, you know, my therapy, my way of expressing myself. So, you know, I think that's why I kept coming to it. It's
Definitely.
like, you know,
100%.
with emotions and things like that, it just helped to have an outlet of some sort.
Exactly.
You know?
Just to get away from life for a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I feel all the time, man. That's how I feel all the time. You know, music's an escape. It's an expression of who I am. You know, it's literally like entering my mind whenever I write a song and it's put out there, you know, and just trying to inspire, you know, and trying to tell people that, you know, it's not only you that feels a certain way. That's what I try to do with my music. Obviously I don't have too much music out yet, but we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of songs written, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, cool. So your writing process, right? You were just talking about you have a lot of songs written. What kind of style or what kind of, you know, approach do you have when it comes to writing music? Do you sit down with pen and paper? Do you just kind of sit in the studio and throw a bunch of stuff out and whatever sticks and you kind of work on it from there?
Yeah, man. So it's actually like I have to have my mind super clear. I can't just sit down with the pen and paper and just go off. Like music always writes itself when it comes to me as a person. I'm just the instrument to the music, you know. It would always write itself. If I sit down and try to write a song, it just won't come out. If it comes out, it's really not as high quality as I want it to be. So it's just, you know, it comes from within. You know, music is my true feelings, my true thought. So whether it's in a dream, whether it's about a story I heard, whether it's a story I've been through, a situation I've been through in life, that's when music makes itself. So unfortunately, but fortunately, whenever I'm in my worst terms mentally, that's when my music comes out. You know, it comes with pain. Whenever I'm feeling depressed, whenever I feel anxiety, that's when I make the best music. And as far as writing and stuff.
So I don't want to, you know, push into a subject you're not comfortable talking about, so by all means, but you talk about when you're depressed and when you're at your worst, that's when your music really flourishes. Do you use that as like a coping mechanism? Is that something you use to kind of, you know, better yourself in terms of your mental health and all that?
Definitely, yeah. I think mental health is very important. A lot of times we can all get caught up in being depressed, but sometimes we just need an outlet. Music fortunately was my outlet, you know. I found myself with music. I found that I could be a better person with music and I can help others with music. So it's just pushing my limits as far as how far I can go with this music stuff. And because of my mental health in the past, is just me realizing that it's bigger than me. You know, there's a bunch of people that don't have help. There's a bunch of people that don't know, you know, where to go in life. So I'm hoping my music can help them figure it out themselves. You know, take my music and make it their own story as well. You know, whether it's not a relationship, but it can be something they're going with a friend, with themselves, just for them to realize that they can feel better about themselves and there is a way out. Whatever they want to do in life, I would want them to push for that. That's what I try to inspire most with music.
That's cool, man. That's like it's a great outlook on a lot of things. You know, I've dealt with some mental health in the past, and you know, like I said, music's definitely been a good outlet, you know. It's not like a laughing matter or anything, you know. It's just one of those things that like really everybody needs some kind of mental health help. 100%. But yeah, man, we're fortunate enough as musicians to, you know, have an outlet, have something that we can, you know, push out and do. So that's crazy, man. It's good.
Yeah, it's a good thing,
super for it. You have a couple songs, one music video that just came out, right?
Correct.
What was that process like? And before we talk about the actual video, just what was the process of making the video like?
Definitely. And we're talking about Love Letters, right?
Yeah, Love Letters.
Right, perfect. Yeah, I mean, Love Letters, it was a process. Originally, it was recorded in 2022, around August, I would say. Whenever I signed to the label, you know, we just redid production and everything just to make everything on our own. It was a process, you know, rewriting a couple of verses on the second verse, you know, fixing the chorus up a little bit, and then of course heading on to the video. It was just a lot of fun, man. I was telling Alvin, you know, I wanted to aim more of a short film just to give a little bit of a story behind it, the build up to the video. You know, people can take the meaning of the song in different ways. You know, that's why I try to be really open with music. it doesn't necessarily have to be about a relationship in someone's point of view. It could be, you know, something they're going through. But I do have a couple of lyrics that I put on there. You know, people are not alone. You know, there's always a way out. You know, there's when you're sad, sometimes it's not going to be okay, but it's up to you to figure it out, and it's up to you to push forward and be okay. You know, life's hard, so just, you know, keep going. That's my vision for music, as I was saying. But for Love Letters, man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, you know, just kind of digging back into that state where I was in a relationship, and you know, I was mentally hurt, physically drained, mentally drained, and you know, relationships hurt. They suck sometimes, but you live from them, and thankfully it made a banger with Love Letters.
Yeah, man, it's a good song. And I did see the video, man. You're right about the whole cinematic intro and stuff. I mean,
definitely,
it's not something we see very common anymore. I know back in the MTV days that was pretty normal, where you would see, you know, a long thing. And Michael Jackson even has some pretty good one. Exactly. Liberian Girl is one, not a super popular song, but that music video is literally just everybody looking for Michael Jackson. You know, and it's funny because there's just like everybody's. It might be super staged, right? But it's just like the whole video is, you know, just like Michael? A big behind the scenes, like where's Michael kind of thing. So like,
love it.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love the amount of production that went into it. You guys did a pretty good job. But yeah, and then Love Letters, man. Love Letters was it was a banger, man. It was a really good song. You know, I want to talk a little bit about, you know, not to go back into that hurt, but kind of what inspired that.
Yeah, definitely, man. So Love Letters, you're talking about like the relationship standpoint and stuff, what led to that, you know, song being wrote. You know, just going through stuff in life, man. You know, when you get in a relationship, sometimes it can blind you from reality and life and stuff. And as toxic as it was, you know, it's always up to you as a man to deal with stuff like that. And I can't blame anybody or anything for my downfall. You know, little things I went through in that year of 2021, you know, just falling off with music, falling off with life, falling off with work, losing myself a little bit. As toxic as a relationship can be, like I said, you can never blame a person. So I always put that on me, and went through a lot in that relationship, man. I went through a lot of mental growth, a lot of pain, but like I said, I mean, it dug into making that song. So I'm just grateful for it. And like I said, I mean, thankful for that relationship because I was able to write love letters. Without it, I mean, there wouldn't be no love letters. Like I said, music always comes from truth. Whether, like I said, it was a dream, even if it's a hype song, you know, a lit song, a turn up song, club song, it's always some sort of story behind it. And I try to make music as meaningful as possible.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And you know, you were talking about hype songs and stuff, working with LS Records and whatnot. Definitely. You've got to work with Clever One, and from what I remember,
cool guy, man.
Homie's out there, man. He's energetic all the time. You know, he's kind of quiet, he's kind of tame, but once he gets started, he puts those headphones on, he's gone, he's super energetic, man. I wanted to ask you, in that relationship, you guys just did a collab with Yamame, right?
Yeah, correct.
Where he does it, and you sing kind of the lyrical back. What was that like in collabs and stuff? Like, you know, how do you feel like you benefit from all the collabs that you get and collabs that you're looking for?
Got you. So just meeting new people, you know, meeting a new audience, seeing another artist, how artistic he was about certain things, you know, his songwriting, his lyrics, you know, it's a lot different from mine. He's more of in the reggaeton genre, of course, but it's also a learning experience. You know, I definitely want to dive into that genre eventually. We have a few Spanish songs written myself, so it's always a good learning experience, but it was also fun at the same time. You know, he's a cool guy. We got to sit down and talk, know a lot more about each other, learn each other's, you know, music process. So it's always a good experience meeting new people, you know, seeing his fans as well, how they like his music, and just seeing how he does things, you know, picking up. And it's always good to pick up from things, you know, it's always good to ask questions and learn new things. You know, we learn something new every day. So it's always just good to get out there with other artists as well.
No, yeah, for sure. There was a guest here. His advice, his name was Nalentino. He was in the first season as well. He actually mentioned how, like, the biggest advice he could give was to collab. You know, like,
definitely.
You always want to spread out there, you know, meet new people and stuff. And I think that's great. I think you and Clever, you know, that's a pretty cool, man. Pretty good team, man. I heard the song. I saw some of the live performances that you guys did, and
fun.
You know, it worked out really well. I think Elvin pairing you two was a good idea. Yeah. It was a great idea. Yeah. I think Elvin's working some magic over there. So,
Definitely.
if you're interested, reach out to Elvin at Aless Records. You can find them on Facebook, Instagram.
Correct.
Just a quick shout out for them. But yeah, man, you guys have been doing great work. But you mentioned how you learn something new every day and stuff like that. I actually learned today that you do impressions.
Correct.
And I know I told you I probably wasn't going to make you do it, but I just thought it'd be funny because, you were such a jerk at the beginning of the podcast that you maybe give us your best impression of, whatever you want.
Impression. I mean, I really like the British accent, so I really love that one. But just a little quick one, but yeah, a lot more. But of course, leave that for another.
Yeah, all right. We'll bring you on.
Put me on the spot, get all red, man. But I'm just comfortable doing impressions when it's in front of nice people. So that's why I'm so comfortable doing it with you, man.
Okay. I don't think you should call our audience mean.
No, definitely not. Our audience is so nice, but I mean, I'm telling you, this guy is sweetheart, man. So warm-hearted. When you walk into his home, such a respectful manners. So
what a jerk. Yeah. So you've spoken a lot about your inspirations and your stuff. What are some goals you have in mind for you? What's something that you'd like to pursue in the future?
Man, if we're talking about performance-wise, I mean, I've always dreamt about being in the Grammys. Maybe for a short film, music video, maybe even a movie. I mean, I've always wanted to take on acting, but as far as performance wise, like literally on stage and stuff, I do want to perform Wembley Stadium. That's a huge goal. You have a lot of legendary names performing Wembley. You have REO Speedwagon, you have Live Aid with Queen and stuff, and of course Michael Jackson. He had a lot of my favorite performances there. And all time as I want to do the Super Bowl as well. Have so many artists that have done the Super Bowl already, and I want to be one of those names that are up there. As far as best performances maybe, and just pursuing that dream, man. It's just something huge that I know I want to accomplish. I've already manifested it so many times, and I could see it happening definitely, but we just got to put the work in.
So the Super Bowl, right? It's a big fucking stage.
Big stage,
probably
man.
One of the biggest stages.
Huge stage.
If not the biggest stage. You're performing in the studio. Who's performing with you? Who's your left and who's your right?
Ooh. I mean, I have a lot of inspired. I'm gonna have to go with The Weeknd and Drake, man. Those would be two huge artists just to be, right beside, and they're legends, man. They've been in the game for a while and they have so many hits, and they have a huge platform as well, huge following, and it'd be amazing just to be on stage with them, and be a huge blessing, to be honest, man. That would be amazing.
No, for sure, man. I could absolutely see that happening, man. With Drake and The Weeknd, that alone is a pretty good concert,
Yeah.
but your music, I feel like, is just similar and different enough to make it work really well.
Definitely.
So that'd be killer, man. That'd be really killer.
Definitely.
And I hope it happens for you, man. I hope
100%, man.
Grammys happen for you. I hope Super Bowl happens for you. Give a shout out to the podcast when you're on the Super Bowl. Just so everybody knows.
100%. Definitely got to come back on here talking about that performance.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
we'd fucking
manifest it.
Absolutely
yeah,
happy. Now manifesting it for you.
Yeah, 100%. He's like, now I am, bro.
yeah. I'm gonna go to bed every night. Be like, he's gonna be on the Super Bowl. He's gonna be on the Super Bowl.
He's like, don't mess this up, Bryson. Don't mess this up for us, man.
It up. But yeah, that's cool, man. So you got some new music coming out. You want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, man, 100%. So, I mean, we just released Love Letters, got the video out of the way, short film. Now we're just focused on new music. We got the Come Up Freestyle coming up. Of course, that's another song that was already on all platforms as well. But, being signed to the label, we have to, reproduce it, everything in our own name as well, just to avoid any problems with any YouTube beats and stuff. But after the Come Up, we got 100% new music. We got Lights On, Lights Off. We got Nothing's Been the Same. A couple of other songs, just to, throw some names out there as well. But we do got a bunch of genre of music coming out, and I'm excited for it, man.
That's cool, man. I'm excited for you. Looking forward to, hearing some of this new music, 100%. And we'll definitely share it for you once it comes out as well.
Appreciate that.
That way we can all help each other grow.
Definitely.
Any shout out you want to give? Anything?
Yeah, man. I mean, just shout out my family. Shout out my mom, my dad. My family supporting the bag. Shout out Joshua, my brother. Shout out the city of 915 as well, just for showing love and support, and can't wait to put us on the map.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to you, man. I'm gonna be watching closely. I'm gonna be watching that come up, and
appreciate you, man.
And, I'm rooting for you, man. I'm real happy. I'm happy about everything you did. Where can the people find you if they want to also follow you and help your Instagrams and your Facebook?
Definitely. It'd be Bryson Malakai official. That's for Instagram. It's Bryson Bryson. and then Malakai, Malakai. That'll be the name for, you know, the page on my Instagram where all the music will be, all the music and content. As far as Apple, Spotify, it's just Bryson Malakai.
Cool. And you know, just before we head out, I want to thank Les Records and Elvin
100%.
For bringing you on
100%.
again. And
shout out Les Records, shout out Alvin. You know, making it happen.
Yeah, always.
Sorry, put you last, bro. I got you. Much love. I want to thank God as well, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so thank you for coming on, man. Thanks again to Elvin and the Les Records for having you guys
100%.
on. And you know, I'm looking forward to hearing you perform. So
let's get it, man.
Let's kick it, man. Let's get you performing.
Let's do it, man.
Thank y'all so much for sticking around for another episode, and we're gonna get Bryson playing and performing here in a second.
Get it.
Stay tuned.
Yes, sir. $3117, man. It's what I started. Hey, yo, shout out Granby Park, though. Shout out all my boys out there. Much love. Shout out Joshua. Shout out Mom. Shout out Dad. I love y'all. Shout out to everybody in the back showing love. My family. Shout out Les Records for making this possible. Shout out Beyond the Stage. This was for you. We was living lavish, understand that phone music came in, I ain't really had shit. Then I started rapping, live and learn, bitches burn, gotta move forward, not worry about passions, yeah. Hard in the pain, so stay in your lane. Can speak it up, but get the fuck out my way. Keep playing them games, but I come here to play. If there ain't no money, get the fuck out my face. Fuck what you saying, won't ruin my day. Gotta stay focused, I'll never delay. Feed me like Zeke and I'll clean up the plate. Not even Wink can come blow me away. Hard to trust people cause most of y'all fake. People that love you are still gonna hate. Went through a lot, but I'm still here today. Went through a lot, but I'm still here today. I don't need revenge, redemption. Coming out of dark days that I mentioned. Young age, drug use, some abuse being used. Had to hurt, had to cry, had to go through the worst. Cause I came from the bottom and not from the top. I'm not gonna stop till I get to the top. Can't change my mind cause my mind is on lock. I want the ball, 2-second shot clock. Jumping over y'all like we was playing hopscotch. Confidence high, you can say it's top notch. I ain't your girl chase, yeah I got that rock. I can't gonna stop till I pull up in a drop. Came up with nothing, I had to do something. Sexually abused in case you was wondering. Dropped out of school cause it wasn't for me. Mine is confused, scattered up public. From point of views, I feel like they judge me. Turn off emotions, the vision, emotion. Ain't doubting myself cause I knew I was chosen. I stayed by my lonely, I knew I was broke. I conquered myself, I defeated my demons. If I say I mean it, just know that I mean it. I know you're sleeping, I'll make you believe it. This is the come up, I know I'm not dreaming. Yeah. Hey yo, nothing's been the same. Things change, feelings change, people change. Most importantly, I've been changed. Nothing's been the same, and I'm okay with that. I've been keeping to myself, still trying to figure out who I really am. It's been a minute since I tried to vent and reflect of what I went through as a kid, and my head's been spinning like a ceiling fan. Been alone for a while now. Maybe I'm just better off with a paper and a pen, writing all my thoughts down as I'm trying to be a better man. Or maybe I just need someone that'll understand. Hear my inner child, put a smile on my face. You can stay with me late, tell me your ambitions and your dreams. We could disappear into another land. I can take you to a place that nobody's ever seen. Allow you to know who I really am. Cause distance is a key, love is a lock. There's a gate around my heart, and it hurt too many times. That I heard too many lies as I sit in this booth, floating on the verse while I'm spitting on the mic with a cup full of pain. Suicidal like Cobain, will these feelings ever change? I'm just trying to maintain the lonely road, trying to find the shoes that I fit in. Contemplating life in this room that I sit in, recollecting pain, gotta heal the wounds that I'm feeling. Praying at the sky, praying to the Lord I can move on from sinning. Yeah, cause nothing's been the same. Yeah, nothing's been the same. I'm tired of pretending that it doesn't hurt. Hey yo, sometimes it's feelings that not even words can explain. I'm sure y'all know this one by now. This is Love Letters. My dear sweet love, what does this come to? Wanted you to be the one I could run to. Now there's nothing I can undo. I'm in a dark room, writing songs and I swear they all about you. First feeling was I couldn't be without you. Second feeling was I didn't wanna doubt you. Wondered how you felt and if you were down to. I wanna hold you tight and always be around you. Trying to listen to my heart but it didn't make a sound. Shattered into pieces with nothing to be found. Vocals give a shout but nothing comes out. Writing you these love letters, I was trying to hold it down but you had it figured out. You never loved me the way I loved you. Call out my name and I'll always come through. Time to change, it seems we've grown, it's strange. Yeah, in a crossfire with my heart and my mind. Got the devil and the angel both fighting for a side. I want you in my life but I'm hurting inside. Got a bullet in my heart, bullet for my Valentine. I ain't never been the type of person that'll wanna let go, but I know I gotta try. And I know nothing is better sometimes. Love letters trying to clear my head. Looking at my living late night in bed. Lost in my thoughts, hard in a knot. Wasn't enough, gave you all that I got. Sorry for the times that I made you cry. Baby, I swear I never lied. I would've died for you. Bottle in my hand, trying to numb away the pain. The fact that I'm alone got my heart up in an ache. I'm trying to move on, but I'm wrapped around in chains. 3 AM awake, it's getting late, I wanna tell you how I feel inside. Maybe I should wait and let my wounds heal with time. I'm getting sick and tired of pretending that I feel alright.
Okay, I don't know how to say goodbye, 'cause I still
remember June 3rd when I said I commit. Now it's just memories from the time that we spent. I said I wouldn't love and I did it again. I tried to come back and now I'm stuck in a bin. A couple months later then it started it. My love, the bad times, I hope you forgive. The times I made you cry, I wanna say goodbye. The very last time. Love letters trying to clean my head. Looking at my living late night in bed. Lost in my thoughts, hard in a knot. Wasn't enough, gave you all that I got. Sorry for the times that I made you cry. Baby, I swear I never lied. I would've died for you. I would've died for you. Oh my love. Oh, 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 oh my love. Oh, 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 oh no, oh my love. Hey yo, shout out Beyond the Stage. Thank you guys for having me. That one was for everybody back home I love. Again, shout out Les Records. Shout out Granby Park for always showing love. Shout out Josh, yo. Shout out my family. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. I love y'all.